So Nerdrotic put out this tweet saying Spider-Man is Peter Parker and Miles Morales is Miles Morales. And this stirred up a debate on who is Spider-Man. And today I'm going to be debunking what Nerdrotic said. Never talked about Nerdrotic on the channel, but let me just tell you this from the little I know about them and their association with Geeks and Gamers. I'm not a fan of them at all, and I do not like them. I'm not here to tell you whether you should like them or not, but I'm here to debunk the Spider-Man is Peter Parker, Spider-Man is Miles Morales thing. Like, I'm gonna debunk it. But before we start off today's video, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bells. That way you can be notified for future content on our channel. My name is Isaac, and I'm the host of your multiverse of movies. And thank you guys once again for being here in the multiverse of movies. Join the members program. It is only 99 cents a month. You can check it out right now. Go to my channel, and it'll just say join. It's only 99 cents a month, and you'll be getting a lot of perks which you can check out. But anyways, let's continue on with this. So Nerdrotic says Spider-Man is Peter Parker and Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Now, Max, one of my friends, Max from Movie Madness Entertainment, he did a show with RJ from Resident Justice, and they talked about how Nerdrotic is bigoted. Now, I'm not going to talk about bigotry, or I'm not talking about sexism. Now, you've already heard me what I've said about Geeks and Gamers. I do think they're bigots. I do think they're prejudicial. I do think they're sexist, homophobic. There are many things, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm talking about is the whole Spider-Man can only be Peter Parker. And look, I'll admit this right now. I grew up with mainly Peter Parker. I grew up only really reading and watching Peter Parker. Peter Parker is obviously the more popular Spider-Man. I mean, even on the shirt, that's Peter Parker. But the whole point of the character of Spider-Man has, and I even got into a debate about this yesterday with someone on a chat, but the whole point of Spider-Man is that anyone can wear the mask, even you. And any Spider-Man fan who's ever read a comic, who's ever watched the animated series, and it doesn't even matter which animated series, it can be really any of them, even the ones you don't like, or it can be any of the live action movies. The whole point of Spider-Man is this is just a normal guy. Remember, Peter Parker is not a talented, he's not like Bruce Wayne, who Bruce Wayne inherited a giant amount of wealth, or he's not like Clark Kent, who was born with the gifts of the gods. He's not like Wonder Woman, who's literally molded by clay from Zeus. He's, Peter Parker's not that. Peter Parker's not Tony Stark, who inherited billions of dollars. He's not Captain America, who was given the super soldier serum, and now, although you could say Captain America is somewhat similar to Spider-Man, but Spider-Man's character has always been the working class man. Spider-Man has always been a representation of the everyman. I've always said that. I've always explained that he is the representation of the everyman. Meaning that the average person, doesn't matter how poor you are, doesn't matter how rich you are, you can be Spider-Man, because Peter Parker was never that. And that's why characters like Miles Morales exist. And then you got idiot YouTubers like Young Rippa59. By the way, let me tell you this right now. Young Rippa59 is one of the most ignorant people I've ever seen on the platform. The dude literally thinks that anything that changes race is tokenization. And he even said Miles Morales is tokenization. I'm sorry, but Miles Morales is not tokenization. It's just a representation that Spider-Man can be anyone behind that mask. Miles is just another person. And that's what the entire film of Into the Spider-Verse was all about. It was all about these different Spider-Men being Spider-Man, because the whole point of the character is not Peter Parker. The whole point of the character is that anyone can wear the mask. That's why Spider-Noir exists. That's why Penny Parker exists. That's why Spider-Ham exists. That's why Spider-Gwen exists. That's why Spider-Miles exists. They're all meant to exemplify that Spider-Man can be anyone. It can literally be anyone. And before you say, oh, but that's only from Into the Spider-Verse. No. If you've actually read the comics, or if you don't even have to read the comics, just watch the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. You can watch the animated series. The whole point is that Peter Parker is a working class kid from Queens. That's it. That's not special. That's not special like Bruce Wayne, who, again, inherited billions upon billions of dollars and his Wayne Enterprises. It's not that. What it is an everyman. And that's actually what I've always loved about Spider-Man. Spider-Man is just a normal kid who has financial struggles, who has relationship struggles. He's just a kid from Queens. And when you say something stupid as Spider-Man is Peter Parker and Miles Morales is Miles Morales, no, Miles is Spider-Man. And look, I get if you think that I'm fine if you say Peter Parker is your favorite Spider-Man, and when you think of Spider-Man, you think of Peter Parker. That's fine. I think that too. I'll admit that right now. To me, my favorite Spider-Man has always been the classic Peter Parker. But he's not the only one. I like enjoying other stuff. And that doesn't mean you have to enjoy it, but you have to admit, if you're a Spider-Man fan, it doesn't matter whether you believe Spider-Man 2099 is your favorite, or the Scarlet Spider is your favorite, or old man Ben, or Ben is your favorite Spider-Man. It doesn't matter who your favorite Spider-Man is. I think something we can all come into agreement with is that Spider-Man can be anyone behind that mask. It doesn't matter if you're gay, black, white, Hispanic. Doesn't matter what you are. At the end of the day, anyone can wear the mask, because the mask isn't something special. Like the person underneath the mask isn't supposed to be some special, rich billionaire person, or a person with a specific kind of skills and assets. It's never been that. The whole point of Spider-Man is that anyone can be behind that mask. And that's what makes Spider-Man so special. That's why in the Spider-Man films, you always get scenes of Peter Parker walking amongst the people in New York. That's why New York has always been a big part of Spider-Man, because, New York is where you get your average working class people. You got a lot of people, and Peter Parker can just blend in. Same thing with Miles, same thing with Gwen, same thing with anyone really. And again, anyone can wear the mask, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's your local janitor. It doesn't matter if it's a doctor. It doesn't matter if it's your neighbor from across the street, or it doesn't matter if it's, your friendly YouTuber who's, you bring on your show sometimes. It doesn't matter who it is. Even if it's me, even if it's you. Yeah, you. I'm pointing at you. Doesn't matter who it is. You can be Spider-Man, because to be Spider-Man doesn't make... that's the whole point of the character. Stan Lee even said that years ago. He said that Spider-Man was supposed to be a representation of the everyman, because at that point, most heroes were either gifted with powers, or they were either they just benefited off something, and Peter just happened to be a kid who just got bitten by a spider, and then eventually, with great power comes great responsibility. And if you can't understand that anyone can wear that mask, then I'm sorry, but you don't understand Spider-Man. And I don't say that often. I hate when people always say, "Oh, you don't understand Superman," or "You don't understand Batman," or "You don't understand Star Wars." I've always hated that, but there are certain parts where I do understand it, like this one right now. Because again, if you think Spider-Man is solely only Peter Parker, then you're mistaken. Now, what you can say is that Peter Parker is the more popular Spider-Man. You can say Peter Parker is your favorite Spider-Man, and you can say that you prefer Peter Parker being the only Spider-Man. That's fine. That's completely fine. It's like me with Batman. To me, Batman, I like having Bruce Wayne be behind the mask, and I'm not really a fan of the Bat family. I like Red Hood, I like Nightwing, but I'm not a fan of the classic Robin, not a big fan of Batgirl, not a big fan of those characters, but that's not the whole point. The whole point of Batman has always been that he's a guy written by tragedy, and I'm fine if they introduce them in the story, but as long as it's fine. In Spider-Man, it's different. With Spider-Man, it's about that guy behind the mask. Doesn't have to be anyone special. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Again, join the members program. Spider-Man No Way Home is coming out soon, and I cannot wait to be doing my review. I cannot wait, and I'm so excited for Spider-Man No Way Home. I even got the shirt right here. Spider-Man No Way Home, baby. I cannot wait to see what's going on in the multiverse of madness. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and please let me know down in the comment section down below. Do you believe Peter Parker is the only Spider-Man, or do you think anyone can be Spider-Man?